Hey everybody, welcome to WASD20. My name is Nate, and you are here for D&D FAQ, the series where I take some of the most frequently asked questions on the channel and answer them. Today, the question is, isn't this game too subjective? Or, how do I keep the game fair? Or, is it fair that? Or, is it right that my DM? Questions like that I get asked pretty often, and it's really, I think, based on a misunderstanding of what these games are. By these games, I mean tabletop role-playing games. Tabletop role-playing games, at their heart, are collaborative storytelling experiences, where a group of people get together and they tell a story. They improvise, they create, and it's not all about having this perfectly planned and balanced experience in which the players are perfectly tested and both sides are trying to beat each other. Rather, the game is about the DM being sort of a lead storyteller and setting up certain things, but then also hopefully getting quite a contribution from the players in terms of storytelling too. And yes, there is combat. Yes, there are contests of various kinds, but ideally, the DM should be providing just enough challenge. Sometimes, perhaps making things very easy for the players to make them feel powerful. And then also ramping up the challenge. And yes, sometimes perhaps even making things so difficult that an entire party could be wiped out. If you've been playing D&D and you've had experiences where you feel like, man, this isn't fair, this isn't right, is this, and you're asking others, is it right that the DM did this? Does this seem fair? I would say, if you're not having fun, if you think there's a problem, there's a problem. It might not be your problem, but it might be your problem. It's really a group problem. You and your DM and other players need to come together. And sometimes there's a lot of compromise involved here because you have different expectations from what the game should be. Some people feel that it should be all about the players being very powerful. Others feel that, nope, you should constantly be in fear for your life and feel threatened and challenged beyond what you think you can handle. But either way, it's about the group coming together and deciding that sort of thing together, hopefully, and making expectations clear. So a lot of this can be avoided if up front you have kind of a session zero in which you lay out expectations for style of play, what kind of world, what kind of feel, what sort of maturity level are we comfortable with, what sort of content would be too much or is more desirable. So that's the sort of thing you got to come together with your group and work out. Now, yes, the DM does have a lot of power in this game. Things can be very unfair. And what it comes down to is this, folks. Don't think that the DM can't kill you at any moment, right? Don't think that the DM can't make your life miserable. The DM has the power to do that. Now, that said, hopefully you have a DM who, as I said before, is providing a good range of challenges. Some things where, I don't know if we're going to overcome this obstacle, right? And other things where, man, we're amazing. We are just defeating anyone who comes against us. This feels great. So I think both of those are important parts. But that's my style. That's my preferred feel for a game. And you need to have that talk with your group about what do you want out of this? What kind of experience do you want out of playing Dungeons & Dragons? So again, I want to emphasize the game is not about winning. There's a famous scene in the beginning of the movie E.T. where the kids, the young boys, are playing a very D&D-like game. And the mom asks, are you winning or did you win? I can't remember what happened. And the kid says, oh, Mom, it doesn't work like that. And that's what I'm telling you here. The game doesn't work like that, right? It's about coming together to tell a good story, to have a shared experience. And yes, my preferred style is that sometimes the DM, it makes him feel like he or she is out to get the players. But other times feeling like, no, the DM is on the player's side and is wanting to help them feel awesome. So again, you got to get together with your group and have that conversation. It's not about winning. The DM can kill you at any time. Don't forget that. But hopefully they'll be a good DM and you'll be a good player. Have expectations clear and everyone will have a good time. If you're not having a good time, have that talk. And sometimes that might even involve finding a new group. Sometimes you just find that what I'm looking for out of a game is not going to jive with what you are looking for out of a game, and this is just not going to work. And that's okay. Sometimes you have to come to that point. But hopefully you can find a good middle ground and keep having a great time, keep rolling dice, and keep telling great stories. Alright, I'm going to interrupt my own video for a moment here to talk about something I didn't mention. As I'm editing here, I realized I should also mention that the game can be unfair sometimes if a DM doesn't know the rules very well or isn't applying the rules in a consistent and equitable manner. The main focus of this video is kind of for new players who might think, what's to stop the DM from just killing my character at any moment, to kind of ease their fears and help them understand what these games are a little bit more. But that issue of a DM who just seems to be applying the rules in ways that benefit them more than the players, there are legitimate concerns there. And so I do think, a DM is accountable to having a pretty good handle on the rules. I don't know every single rule, and I mess things up constantly. In a 2-3 hour game session, 4-hour game session, I'm going to mess some things up rules-wise. When we don't know a rule, a lot of times I won't look it up. We will just make a ruling on the spot that seems like I'm satisfied with and the players are also satisfied with. We come to a compromise there, and then we'll look it up at another time. So having a good handle on the rules is important. Not that you need to know every single nitty-gritty rule. It would be great if DMs could, and a lot of DMs do. There are a lot of really good ones out there. I think I'm okay. Just okay. And then, of course, there's the matter of just applying the rules consistently. And so, yeah, there are DMs out there who, seem to find exceptions to the rules a lot more often when it is in their benefit than when it is in the player's benefit. And there are legitimate concerns there. Tabletop role-playing games are relational activities that involve the messy business of trying to get along with other people sometimes, and it can get a little difficult sometimes to have those conversations and decide when is something worth bringing up. There are players who probably complain too much about every little thing, and there are a lot of players who don't speak up enough when something's really bothering them. So I think it's important to communicate clearly. Try to gauge when you have a legitimate concern, or are you just becoming someone who complains a little too much about every little thing? But I think it's important to have those conversations and to keep the lines of communication open. Alright, that's all for my little interruption of my own video here. If you have any comments, I'd love to hear from you down below. Make sure you like, subscribe, all that good stuff, and everybody take care. You'll see me again very soon.